After more than half a century of antagonism, Cuba and the United States have formally restored diplomatic ties. A flag-raising ceremony marked the reopening of the Cuban embassy here in Washington. We have several reports on this historic day. CCTV's Roee Ruttenberg is outside the Cuban embassy. Roee, what's the mood like there?
Well, it's been a very festive one for the last few hours. The workday is now complete here, and some people have assembled here. A little while ago, there was some Cuban music. People were dancing, really quite a festive environment. And earlier in the morning, it was equally festive, but more ceremonial. A flag is raised as tensions are lowered. Neighbors narrowly separated by waters, but greatly divided by ideologies, coming together for the first time in more than half a century.
We have made it here today thanks to the firm and wise leadership of Fidel Castro, the historic leader of the Cuban Revolution, whose ideas we will always revere with loyalty. We now recall his presence in this city in April of 1959 with the purpose of promoting firm bilateral relations.
On this hot day, the Cold War, it appears, was to be forgotten.
I wanted to be a witness of history because this is history, and that it was something that the United States should have thought before. And I'm surprised, but I'm happy that it was with Obama presidency.
Down the street, another historic event as the top diplomat in the U.S. welcomed his Cuban counterpart. The U.S. and Cuba stunned the world back in December, announcing their intentions to normalize relations. But economic sanctions imposed on the island by the U.S. Congress will remain in place for now.
The President has called on Congress to lift the embargo. And it is our hope that over the course of the development of the relationship in these next weeks and months and years, and hopefully not too many years, that people will begin to see the benefits that are emerging in both countries as a result of this change today.
Now, Elaine, Havana is Washington's closest neighboring capital, but decades of mistrust have blocked any cooperation between the two. The opening of embassies is another step in the direction of resolving that, but a number of issues remain in place, so the road is long ahead.
And Roee, that being said, there has been a lot of criticism against this move. What have you been hearing?
Indeed, and some quite vocal. We knew there would be opposition going into this. Some lawmakers, particularly Republican lawmakers, which control both houses of the U.S. Congress, have objected to the U.S. normalizing relations with Cuba for failing, as they've said, to crack down harder on what they say is Cuba's violation of human rights and a number of other issues. One of those lawmakers, Republican Senator Marco Rubio, a Cuban American who is running for president, said if he wins, he would immediately shut down the embassy and, quote, turn back the clock. The Obama administration is aware of the opposition. For now, they're holding off on putting forth a nominee for ambassador, fearing that U.S. lawmakers would reject him.
All right, CCTV's Roee Ruttenberg live at the Cuban embassy in Washington.